We are back. This is part 2 of Hi, how are you? And we're back. We're back. We're back in the studio. Juan was just catching us up really quick on if you didn't listen to the other podcast, let me wrap it up for you really quick. So we were talking about moving to a new state, where we're at, where we're doing, how difficult it is to make new friends, how it is to make friends as an adult. Is it possible to be friends with your neighbors? Ooh. Juan tells us this very exciting story about going outside and looking at the neighbor while he was sweeping and saying hi to him. I mean, it was
It was riveting.
I was waiting for the punchline. And you were like, yeah, and I just walked back inside and I was like, that's it? That was the end of it?
It was riveting. We're in Arkansas, guys.
No, but we're back. This is part 2. But where Juan was leaving, where did you leave off?
People from Arkansas are going to send us hate mail.
Like, go back home. No, we're not. We're not going back home. We're staying here.
I was talking about the excitement about the growth, experiencing the growth.
Yes, here in Arkansas.
And being here on the ground when you're seeing the growth happen, because we've been in Houston all our lives. We've seen the growth, and I think
we've been Texans in our entire lives. You came from the Valley.
I came from the Valley, so I think when I got to Houston,
and so here's the thing: from the Valley, people naturally just go to like the bigger cities in Texas. They don't like leave the state.
Well, I think when I got to Houston, though, it was already. Latinos were already a big majority in the city, so they were already a big part of the culture and the way that we moved. It was already very Latino when we got to Houston. So I don't know, maybe it was different for you, but when I got there, like I was like 10 or 11. So
maybe it was different for me. I never moved anywhere. I didn't go anywhere.
But you grew up
okay.
So you saw more of Houston than I did.
Okay.
So I think maybe it was different for you, but like I think for me, what I saw in Houston is that. You went from Latinos like being a minority in the community to being like the community. Like, we're the mainstream in Houston. Like, if you want,
we're the mainstream in Houston. How, Juan?
We're the mainstream in Houston.
What's up?
Like, if you want to be like, no, for real. Like,
for real.
Houston is Latino.
No, but for rew.
And for real. Like, Houston is Latino. No, for real. In serio, like, it is Latino. And I think that's the thing, like, to see here that it's kind of at the beginning stages of that. And I hope that nobody, like, I don't know if that's necessarily
true. Hold on, Juan. Hold on. I'm going to go up in arms for them. Hold on. Let me wipe off the sweat from my face. Hold on. I'm already.
That's what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is that I feel like this, maybe it's not going to be like an exact model of Houston, but I think that
is it going to be heavy? Is it going to be heavy?
You can't deny the fact that the Latino population here is growing by leaps and bounds.
Now, that's not us saying it, okay? It's the numbers. It's their numbers. It's their census numbers, and it's their, the data that they've collected. So it's not us saying it. It is what it is. But do I think it's going to be the majority? No. Do I believe, though, that it's going to maintain a large population of the Latino community? Yes, because it's a growing young community. And for those who don't know, in the census, just FYI, let me. So the youngest population in majority are Latinos. And so the population here, because we are young majority in like national, we tend to be, when it's a growing young, like developing areas, Latinos move in. Because again, we're the young majority, and we tend to expand. And I don't know, we go where it's growing, basically. And so here, do I believe it's going to maintain a large, growing Hispanic population? Yes. Are we going to be the majority here? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's going to be a shift, but I think we're going to be pretty heavy here. So
whether we are or not, I mean, I think that we're going to be an important factor, and I think
yes, for its growing community, absolutely.
You look at the labor force, and I would tell you that probably I don't know, and I don't know the data, like I don't have the statistics, but just knowing, like, and maybe that's cliche, but knowing our community, knowing Latinos the way we are, like we're the ones doing the work.
No, you're right, because growing communities, they do use a lot of labor force, and Latinos tend to be in the labor force. So yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So no pushback from me. I agree. I agree. So okay. So we're okay. We never even mentioned like our like what's happening with us, where we've been for fucking how many months at this point?
February. March,
we like left in November, June, October, November.
4 months, almost 5 months.
We left like in October, November. Not from Houston. We left like from the podcast for moments, just a hot second. 2 months is a hot second according to us. So we left. And we came back because our dumbasses got sick in December. We celebrated the coming of 2022, laid up in bed, completely like wiped out from COVID, okay? So we came back in January to tell you we got sick. And we were so excited because we had all these things planned. And then we went ahead and we signed a lease here in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas. We signed a lease in February, the end of February. So we were here for like a couple of weeks, for a little while, maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or something like that, to get like situated, to get like a bed here, to see, you know, what the things were, get things turned on, start like networking a little bit, start to get to know people, the lay of the land, the like, where do we want to network? How do we want to go about like creating business and yada, yada, yada. We left and then we were there in Houston for a little bit and then we came back and now we're back. Okay. So now the summer is back. We had to go pick up the kid, like, and then Easter happened and da, 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 da. We're idiots. We left you in February. And we didn't come back. We didn't set this up. We had to get like the walls painted. The walls. This is a fabric right here behind me, but the walls were painted like a very, very 80s style. It was like a green, like not even a pretty green, like, you know what I mean? It was like one of those like gaga greens, and then it was like a faded pink, and it wasn't the beautiful like I wanted. I was like, this is not. I can't. We were like looking at each other and he was starting to look green to me. And I was like, okay, we need to do something about this. So we got the walls painted. And so it just took a lot out of us to like come in, and in the middle of all of that, we were still working. So I think I give you 1,000 excuses to tell you that we're sorry. We're sorry. So we're back. But in the interim of all of that, what happened was that we're here in Northwest Arkansas. We're living here the majority of the time, to see how we can create business, to see how we can gain business and to continue growing our businesses, and to meet new people, and to kind of jump into like the cold pool, you know, the cold water, to see how it is, you know, being away from our families. I did it at the expense of trying to grow personally, but I wanted to be able to say that I lived away from Texas for some time I don't know, to like just do it, you know, to see how it was for me. So did I miss any steps? Did I miss anything? So we moved here. And then a lot happened.
Like a chronological order of what happened, or what?
No, I'm trying to recollect like what happened. Like where the hell were we?
No, we're here. That's all that matters. We're here.
Okay, but what? Look, I'm trying to give explanations. Okay, they need explanations
like, all right,
why we disappeared. No, you deserve explanations why we left you.
No,
like if you're a listener, we apologize that we left like that all of a sudden. Like we just got up and left and no reasons at all. But pide perdón, Juan. O sea, no seas así. Pide perdón.
We're back. And we're back.
And I'm sorry, at least.
No, they know that.
They know. I kid you not, this is the way he apologizes, even in person. Like when I'm like, hey, you did this. He's like, okay, and? Yeah, but it's over. Like, no, fucking apologize.
No, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I apologize if I left the podcast for
If you feel offended, I apologize for your being offended.
I left the podcast for 4 months.
I know. I'm sorry we abandoned. And truly from the bottom of my heart, lo siento. Like, sinceramente, my intention was never to leave for so long. I was like, oh, well, you know, it's a quick break. And I thought at the most a month. Sí, Angelica, you left for fucking 3 months. That's stupid. No, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. So we're back. But that's basically where we've been, and there's been a lot that has been going on and happening, like not noting, like to us, but the world is changing. The world is taking, the world seems to have spun on its head a couple of times. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So Juan, so talk to me. Tell me, how are you? How are you feeling like mentally here? How are you feeling like now that you're here? Are you learning anything about yourself?
I mean, I think it's. I do feel there are days that I feel fine, that I'm like, okay, like I'm in my rhythm, I'm doing things and this and that. Mm-hmm. But then there are days that I do
outside of like your like daily routine,
where I feel like I'm in a rut in a way, uh-huh. Because I'm like, I don't have like the, like, I don't know if it's that I don't know as many people here, or mm-hmm. that I don't like, like in Houston where it's so easy because we had places to go. So I was like, mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? It's the weekend. You know what? So-and-so's having a party. So-and-so's giving a get-together. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. We're going to do this. We're going to da-da-da-da. And here, I feel like that hasn't happened yet. Like we're not fully established in that way yet. So I have to feel like it's a little bit different, where it's like, okay, now that you have time on your own to your own devices, like what is it that you want to invest your time in doing? Mm-hmm. And so I'm finding myself like figuring out like what is it that I want to do, like what is it that I actually enjoy doing, what is it that I enjoy doing, what is it that I like want to do, like
and so far
it's like little things, like it's nothing major, but it's like, I do like being outside, like sometimes and going out for walks. Mm-hmm. I do like to like, read my newspaper and like just sit mm-hmm. on the like.
Are the newspapers the same?
Yeah. I got the newspaper. Well, at first when we first moved here, like I looked up because I was subscribed to the New York Times in Houston, and when I looked up the address here, like uh-huh. They said they didn't deliver, and I was like, what the hell? Like, where are we going to? Where are we moving to that they don't deliver the Times? And I was like, I figured they would deliver everywhere. And then like after we came back the second time, I looked it up and they actually had the address. So
they did. Okay. Oh, cool.
Now I get the newspaper here.
They were probably like somebody requested Arkansas. Like maybe let's go ahead.
They're like, go ahead and add it. So
yeah.
So now I get that. So like little things like that, like I enjoy doing. But I also like, maybe it's like cooking outside, like grilling, mm-hmm. or like doing yard work, or like little things like that are like just little mundane things that mm-hmm. are, for me, they're like mental breaks. Mm-hmm. They're like mental breaks. They're like a way to detach.
Yeah.
From my day to day, from the routine, from whatever. It's like the monotony of every day.
Yeah. So, okay, what do you miss?
In Houston?
Yeah. Like outside of like just being able, for me, like just being able to go to my mom's house if I wanted to, or just like I had like places, and I'm having to find them here. But what do you miss?
I miss things being open late. Like I miss things.
Oh my God! We can't find fucking tacos after 6 o'clock. This is a fucking problem.
I miss things being open late. Like after like 9 o'clock, there's like literally nothing open.
Everybody shuts down.
I miss on the weekends like being like, hey, let's go to the pulga, or let's go to the let's just go here or there. Like having so many options to choose from. Like what you wanted to do on the weekends.
Oh my God! Yes.
I miss like going, like having a new spot to check out every like couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, have you heard of this new bar? Have you heard of this new restaurant?
There's so much in Houston that we never visited, that we never took advantage of that.
Yeah, like it's like miss that.
Uh-huh.
I miss like the diversity of media in Houston.
Oh.
Like where it was like you could see. Oh. Like it could be like, oh, you can look at Culture Map for this, and you can look at the Houston Press for this. You can look at ABC for this. You can look at whatever. Like I'm watching like ABC 13 from here. Online,
local news station in Houston,
like religiously, because I'm like, it's my connection. Like I want to stay up to date with what's happening in Houston,
connected with everybody. So, like, what's happening? Yeah,
I watch it on a regular basis.
Yeah,
but, like so like I miss those things, like things like that, like just having the accessibility.
You know what I miss, Juan, is the ocean.
Oh yeah.
I miss the ocean.
I would have said that too, but then we went to the lake, and I was like, okay.
It doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. It doesn't. There is this.
But here it's so close.
There's this. It is like 15 minutes away. The lake is definitely like really close. There's many lakes. But in Houston, there's this solitude. There's this sense of isolation when you go to the beach, because in front of you is just thousands and thousands of miles of just water. And so you can find like little isolated like places along the beach. Here you can't.
Yeah.
It's water. It's pretty, but you know what I mean? Like, it's so small. But next to the water, the ocean, I miss the ocean, the air, the water, the seagulls, you know what I mean?
When
There's
we
the taste.
Time, I really miss Galveston a lot. I was like, oh, you know what? I really want to go to Galveston. Like when we were here the first time. But then we went to Galveston when we were there, and then when we came back, we found out about the lake that was really nearby, and we went there, we hung out, and I was like, oh, okay, like this is nice too. But
it's nice, but it's a tiny, tiny, like little experience of like waterness.
But it's not. But you're right. It's not comparable to like having the ocean, and like just like the breeze of the ocean and all of that. You don't get it.
You don't. It has this salty, like in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, I know what you're thinking. The Gulf of Mexico. You missed that. Yes, I do. It has this air. It has this aroma. It has a taste. The sun hits you differently. The way you leave, the air is so dry and humid all at the same time. Even my lips, I'm licking my lips because I can like taste the salt. And you leave just like comforted by it. I don't know how to express that. The ocean just like comes with you for a while. You feel this. I feel relaxed afterwards.
Not to mention like the strolling up and down the Strand, like having the little restaurants with the patios, the chocolate like little stores, like being able to walk up and down like the bars that are on the Strand.
Yeah, well, that's also that's the comfort of like living in a big city like Houston, is that you have the options of like doing all sorts of things. Like you can go from like Galveston, Akima to like all sorts of places, but there in Kima, like so here's the thing,
Our house.
I wake up sometimes and I'm like, why am I on the wrong side of the bed? I'm not in fucking Houston. I'm like, you're not in Houston. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
I get comfort by looking at our house.
Oh no, the webcam.
I'll log in and I'll look and be like, oh look, there's our casita.
You're such a loser. Are you crying?
No, this is because I'm telling you before, because of the water and the lights. It makes me like watery.
You're such a liar.
I'm not crying.
Are you crying and reminiscing?
God. Oh my God, really?
Chillon.
Oh my God. No, I'm not crying for real. No, this is like the lights make me like get watery.
They weren't watery 2 seconds ago. Now they're watery. All of a sudden we're talking about the house and you're like crying.
Oh my God, really?
No, yeah, because you're going to make me cry too.
No, but I'm not crying for real. Like if I was crying, I would say it. But no, I do miss the house. And when I look at it, I do look and I'm like, oh, because I feel like we put years into like making that house our own.
Yeah.
And so like to look at it is like, oh, like it's a piece of me that's there.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's only a house and it's not really a piece of me. But I feel like, there's so many like memories there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, when I look at it on my phone, I'm like, I feel comfortable. Like I feel comforted that it's still there. That we can go. We're gonna go back, and it's gonna be there.
It is gonna be there when we go back.
So I'm like, okay, it's nice to know that.
But so going back to what I was saying is that comfort thing that you were talking about right now, Juan. There in Houston, there are some restaurants that have been established and they've been around for such a long time, and you can tell. Mm-hmm. Like you can tell on the wear and tear of the place, and you can tell like the menu, the things that they're like known for.
Yeah.
In Houston, like Juan said, there's this thing comfort about being able to access food wherever, and even at an affordable, what affordable is considered today. But even at an affordable like price, it's just the endless options of like a type of food, right? Vietnamese food, Japanese food, Mediterranean food, just everything and anything you want is there in Houston. Oh my God, it's like the mecca of fucking food, dude. Like you can every week there's new restaurants opening. Like I miss that.
Don't get us wrong though, like the food here is actually pretty decent.
No, it's good. It's good. But there's not a lot of options.
Right, and they don't stay open late, and like there's not like the comfort of like, oh, you know what? It's like the middle of the night. You're hanging out with a group of friends, and you want to go sit at a restaurant and just.
We tried to do that, and we didn't go anywhere. We couldn't go anywhere.
Like,
they close like at 10. They're like, go home.
We ended up like a fast food restaurant for like until 10.
Until 10 o'clock, and at that point we're like, oh well. I guess we'll go home. Like, you know what I mean? There's that where some of the restaurants do, like on the weekdays, they close like by 11, 11:30, 12.
And they don't sell alcohol on Sundays.
Who?
Here in Arkansas.
Like at the restaurants?
No, and you can't go to the grocery store and buy alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah, you can't do it in Texas either.
I feel like you can.
No, you can't. Okay, I'm not going to debate that with you. So anyway. Anyway. But like even like brunch spots, like, you know what I mean? We have like the endless like of choices of like brunching, like for no fucking reason. But there's no, like I can take off my chancla, throw it, and I'd hit a really good restaurant in Houston. Here, like it's a couple of like rock stones away. Like it's just fucking like it's not what it should be for the growing community. We need more people opening restaurants here. That'd be great.
No, I feel like it's actually pretty good for what it is.
No, the food is good.
No. I mean, like for a town an area this size, I feel like they have pretty good options. Because like if you were,
no, they need more.
If you were to go to another area, like where it's comparable to the size of the population here, I feel like they wouldn't have the diversity of food that we have in the Northwest Arkansas area.
It is a good diverse, but they can use more diverse. They can definitely use more diverse. They can use less Italian restaurants and more diverse.
Oh, okay.
That'd be good.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
There you go.
I'm just saying. But so here, this is where we are, and we're back. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back on the mic. I myself am back to the Latina leadership. It's a tongue twister, that one. I myself am back to the Latina Leadership Series, where I interview Latinas and those who are advocating for Latina leaders in the communities, in the workplace, in the workforce, corporate America, and so forth. But we're back. I'm so happy to be back. Hopefully this time we'll be here in a while longer. We're going to be here for a couple of more weeks, and then we go back to Houston just for a little bit, and then we come back, and we're going to continue recording for so far for at least this year. Because we might, again, we rent it and we'll make our choice, we'll make our mind up, and we'll figure out then. But for now, for the rest of 2022, you have us. Okay, you have us for the next, what is this going to be, like 6 months? Mm-hmm. Dang, we're already 6 months into 2022?
Yeah, we're already 6 months in. Today's June.
Holy shit.
June, so we're July.
You're right.
July, August, September, October, November, December.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You have us for the next 6-7 months. We're going to continue recording. You can count on us to be here every week. At least we'll upload once, twice, maybe even 3 times a week. But for now, hopefully we've over-talked probably your ears. You're like, oh my God. So then?
Well, this is a short episode then. You're making it a short episode.
This one? No.
Continuation?
Huh?
This continuation?
The second episode? This one isn't short.
No?
I don't think so.
I feel like it is. Or maybe it was just me.
Maybe it's just you.
All right. Well, and the next one will be longer.
I want to promise the next one to be longer.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right. No, okay. All right. Well, we're getting a little lightheaded here. But,
What?
Your panza was showing. I know, it's your shirt. It looked like, but it's like a skin-colored shirt. He's getting lightheaded. Okay, no, we're done. We're guys, we're out.
I feel like you're like, cover up.
We're out.
Like, no, I'm not gonna cover up. I'm gonna show it off.
I gotta go. Okay, no, but we're back. We're here. I am very excited to be here. I am very excited to be back on this podcast. I am very excited to be doing my own. We're very we're very grateful for the last listens that you've gave us. We hope to continue this relationship with you, where you continue to have a conversation with us, where you listen and some of you take the time and respond back to either the questions or to input on the episodes or input on the conversation. We love that. We love for you to continue to come on board, continue the conversation with us, whether it's on Facebook, on the website, on Apple Podcast. We love to hear back from you. Any words, Juan?
I don't know. I think you said it all.
Yeah.
Thank you. And,
yeah.
Thank you. And I will say, I do apologize for us not being here.
Okay, you see, that's it, man.
But no, thank you for listening. And I would just say, if you enjoy this episode, if you enjoy any of our episodes, it always helps us when you leave us a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts, because that helps more people discover us and it helps us get better rankings within the Apple Podcast community.
Absolutely.
So if you are able to, please consider giving us a rating and a review.
Yeah.
Positive ones on Apple Podcasts.
Absolutely. And maybe you heard this podcast and you thought to yourself, you know what? Maybe that's not my cup of tea. That's okay. Maybe we're your cousin's cup of tea, your sister's cup of tea, your mom's cup of tea. But share it. Tell them, hey, there's these two crazy Mexicans out in Northwest Arkansas that are from Texas talking absolutely nonsense. That's us. Tell them, hey, we're here. But if you like this, like Juan said, go rate us. A couple of ratings won't hurt anybody. But if you like us, let us know.
And with that,
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.